welcome to Heroes Podcast. I'm Mike.
And this is Orlando, and it is time for another Monday minisode.
Yeah, Monday Mini in the house. We love our Monday Minis because it's where we pack in just an incredible amount of information in a short amount of time. It's the best bang for your buck. It's like a 5-hour energy shot. You know, like you can drink like a giant coffee. Like,
I went from sounding like Eeyore and you're going to 5-hour energy.
Yeah, maybe you can drink like 2 or 3 like cups of coffee and it takes you a little bit of time. You can savor it and you can read the newspaper while you do it, or you can pound a 5-hour energy shot and you're getting just as much caffeine in a much shorter amount of time. And that's what a Monday Mini is. We are just like, we're taking like information and we're just like, here it is. And without further ado, you know, it's funny that I say without further ado, because I heard somebody make fun of that. Like every YouTuber is like, without further ado.
That is true. That is true. I watch some and they actually do say that.
Yeah, because they usually start off with like, all right, like this episode is brought to you by, and then they like do a sponsor. And then now let's go ahead and get started with our second sponsor. And then they do, all right, without further ado.
That is true.
That is true.
So,
but
we're just going to get into it right now.
We're just going to get into it, yeah.
All right, so today we're going to talk about what are some of the favorite things that we look for when we go into thrift stores.
Yeah, what are some of the specific categories we enjoy selling?
Yeah, so we don't want to get too. We'll throw out some brand names, but you know, we always get asked, like, especially when you're new, like, what should I be looking for? And again, you got to find what you enjoy. I'm always a big believer, if you're part-time, take the time to look at what you enjoy and what is profitable in that niche. Now, for me, right, I'm a full-time reseller, so I got to move fast, right? I sometimes I don't have all the time to spend in a thrift store looking at items. So we're going to talk about a few. Mike's going to talk about a few. So one of my favorite things that I love finding, and it's getting harder, are cowboy boots. Now, not any kind of cowboy boots, right? They have to be good brands like Tony Lama or Lucchese or is it Lucchese? Or, you know, there's other brands out there like I think Old Gringo is one of them. There's a few of them that are good money. But this is why I love picking up cowboy boots. The return on investment is so worth it, right? You can find them on the low end. Sometimes it depends where you are in the country for $5 to $8. Sometimes they're $20, but usually you can 4x to 5x your money on boots, and they sell year round. Right? Because people, you know, it depends on the climate, or depends, maybe there's an activity they need to go to, depends on where they are geographically. But cowboy boots for me sell year round and they sell for good money. And here's the other reason I love picking them up is because even if they're worn, they're still worth pickup. Because sometimes people want them for work. They work on a ranch or something. Other times people just love that rustic look. And so cowboy boots to me are one of the favorite things I love picking up. And let's just not say thrift store. Let's say thrift stores, garage sales, wherever. Cowboy boots.
That's good. So mine is a love-hate relationship because I love board games. I love playing board games. And I've sold a lot of board games. In fact, I've sold some board games that I kind of wish I would have kept just because, I mean, I got them new and I'm like, man, this would be a cool game, but I know I'll never play it. Board games I love because there is an incredible return on investment if you can get the right games. Because a lot of times, especially at thrift stores, people are passing over them because they can take work. Mm-hmm. If you aren't willing to look through and make sure it kind of has the pieces, it's not worth picking up vintage games. Sometimes you can piece them out and do okay. A lot of games I've sold where I don't put whether or not it's complete. It's just like, here's what's in here. And people will still buy because they're trying to get pieces. You know, it can be an incomplete set. But my favorite games are the newer niche board games, kind of the new style, the new era of board games that have come out. And these are a little bit harder to find at thrift stores, but you can definitely get them at certain garage sales and local deals. Garage sales sometimes, but a lot of times they're going to be local deals. So OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, those things, you're going to be able to find some of these. And the nice thing is they hold their value, right? Like a lot of things lose value. Used board games will pretty much hold, 80% of the RSV of the price. So it's really good, but they're not as easy to come by, right? So it's not like a quick thing. So it's one of those things where I enjoy finding them. The bummer with them though is the shipping can be a little tough. So it's got to be something you love. So what I would take from this is board games are a great category to get into if you're interested in board games, because it's cool looking at the pieces, the history, to collect ones that, you might not normally get. But you also, if you don't love it, I wouldn't get into it because it's not like you're just swarmed with board games. Now, That's not true at thrift stores. Thrift stores, if you're going vintage, people pass on them, and you can find just the most random, obscure vintage board games. And some of them are worth really good money. You just got to be willing to do a little bit of work and count the pieces.
Mm-hmm. Now, I love picking up belt buckles. And those of you who have been following us on Instagram, like that is my bread and butter. I make a lot of money with belt buckles. And this is why. You can pretty much price most belt buckles at whatever price you want if there aren't comps. And people will pay up. I just sold one. It was like a water ski company. And I don't know what it was worth. It wasn't like a name brand or anything. It was just a water ski company, and I listed it for $50 and it sold for $35 plus shipping. Best offer, right? I just sold
those are easy to ship, right?
Yeah. Well, that was board games. Well, that was yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh no, it's easy. I mean, you just get I use the small air jackets. I don't know what they are, 10 by 8 or whatever they are from eBay. And it's here's the thing. It's super easy to store. Like I know some, and again, people are going to come at me, but some people like neatly bubble wrap each buckle and they put it all together. No, I just throw them all in a box. And I mean, I have labels so I can organize them, but buckles do not
get scratched. Though,
they
right?
don't though. And here's the thing. Even if they do, when I list it, I put light cosmetic wear on every single buckle of mine. So unless it's new, I don't go through that. And I've sold hundreds, I could say maybe even thousands of buckles, and I've never had an issue. And so to me, they don't damage very easily. They're easy to ship. They're easy to store. You usually get them at low cost, and you could demand the price that you want if there's no comps. And so for me, I know it's unconventional. You thought Orlando had like little envelopes for each buckle. No, I have little boxes. And each of those boxes has about 30 buckles that are just put in there. And when one sells, I go to my custom SKU label. I know that it's in box B9. I go there and I find it, put in the little air jacket. It literally takes 30 seconds. It probably takes me longer to get eBay servers to get to the printing page than it takes for me to pack the buckle.
Good.
It's pretty quick. So I love picking up belt buckles.
Yeah. All right. One that I love doing it, and I don't want to go too specific because I don't want to necessarily kill my niche, but I like selling book sets. Sometimes you get them at garage sales. Sometimes you get them at thrift stores, offer up, whatever. If you find a specific set or type of set that you're looking for, then you can really narrow in and it's easier to make profit. But the nice thing with books is I find that they're really easy to take pictures of. Even if they're incomplete sets, like maybe you've got, I don't know, Disney had some special Disney princess set and it goes from like volume 1 to 30 and you've got volumes like 8 through 16, just putting those, maybe you're missing some in between or even I find a lot, what are they, the time life, like encyclopedia books.
Oh, okay.
Like sometimes those can do well. Like you get a Civil War one or one on the Western. And the nice thing with books is I'm usually only selling them for $30 to $40 for the set. Sometimes sets I could sell for significantly more. I've sold some for well over $100, a couple $100 for one specific set of 007 books that was really cool. But the nice thing is when I'm only selling them for $30-$40, I don't have a problem sending it media mail because it's on there. They know people are they know they're getting it. It's going to be a little bit slower, but the shipping is just so cheap. I'm never worried about how much is this going to cost to ship. It's easy to take pictures of, and I can send a whole bunch of them for just a few bucks through media mail. So I enjoy selling book sets, and I love books. So knowing that these books are going, sometimes you get them at a garage sale and you could tell like this family never even opened them up, those poor kids. And so you're just hoping that they're getting to like another house and those books are actually going to get read. So it feels like you're doing something good too.
All right. So I'm all about like making it easy. And so baseball gloves. And I'm talking about adult baseball gloves, youth baseball gloves, kids baseball gloves. They're harder to sell, but pretty much 95% of gloves that you'll find at the thrift or garage sale, unless they are beat beyond belief. So keep an eye out for flaking. Flaking is the one thing that I won't pick up a glove if it has too much flaking, but you're guaranteed to make profit on that glove. Now it may take longer, right? Depending on the glove. But usually gloves are $5, $10. I don't think I've paid more than $20 for any kind of baseball glove. And here's the thing. You pick them up. If you can stomp on them, you can toss them, you can throw them. It doesn't matter because they're broken in, right? So you don't have to worry about them getting damaged. So they're easy to store, and then they're easy to ship. So I ship mine all on a padded flat rate envelope. I charge the buyer, piece of cake. I get that glove, slide it in, fold it over, tape it, and I'm good to go. And so to me, they're super profitable, easy to store, easy to ship, and that's why I love baseball gloves. Pretty much all of them. And well, real quick, sometimes I get people ask like, what brand name? I would say pretty much every brand name works for those. You just got to be careful. I mean, Rawlings is an easy one. Mizuno is an easy one. There's a few other gloves that are good, but obviously do the research. But if you're paying for $5, you can flip it even for just $20, and it's quick and it's easy to ship. Definitely worth a pickup.
And do you find that like left-handed gloves or catcher gloves do better than regular, or is it about the same?
It's about the same. I think what matters is the model numbers. Okay. So there's certain gloves like a Wilson. I think it's an A2000 or 200. I don't know why I can't remember now, but those sell like over $100, right? And I've sold those. I've sold plenty of those. You think I'd remember the model number at the moment? You can look it up.
You know it when you see it.
Yeah, but paid $5-10, and people are just trying to offload, and it's really easy because a lot of people don't think about the fact that some people just want the gloves broken in already, right? Because it's a process to get it broken in. So really easy to list. All I do when I list is, on the condition, I just put glove is broken in, has cosmetic wear throughout. Please see pictures. That's it. I've never had an issue with gloves. So baseball gloves, definitely love picking them up.
That's right. So hopefully you were able to take one or two of these categories and say like, hey, maybe I should give that one a shot. I think Orlando's were maybe a little bit better in the sense of not as breakable, a little bit easier. But the other thing is do things that you enjoy doing. So find some stuff you enjoy. Let us know in the comments below what's a specific niche or a specific category that you enjoy selling, and what makes that category exciting or profitable to sell in. And with that being said,
they should be real,
be relevant,
and be reselling. Late.
Peace.